Alright class, in this video we will learn how to solve multi-step linear equations, okay? I'm just going to go through them one by one and we'll see how to solve them. So the first one says, what is the solution? Also, one more thing, I will show you two different ways to solve it. One by just solving it by hand, and then the other way I'll show you how to maybe find the answers in Desmos, okay? So to solve this by hand, what you want to do is you want to simplify the left side and the right side. Whenever you see parentheses, you can get rid of the parentheses by distributing, okay? So you would have 4 times 2x, which is 8x, and then 4 times negative 3 is negative 12. Bring down the equal sign, and then you're going to go ahead and distribute this as well, okay? So 2 times 3x is 6x, and then 2 times 1 is 2. Okay, and then next what I want to do with this is I want to make sure I get the x by itself. So I'm going to take the 6x, I'm going to subtract it on both sides, subtract 6x on both sides, okay? 8x minus 6x, that's 2x. I don't know why I wrote it here. 2x, bring down the negative 12, this is gone, and then you have the 2, and then now you just have a two-step equation, and we're going to keep solving this. X equals 14, and then here we will just divide by 2, and then that's it. So x equals 14 divided by 2 is 7. Okay, so that's my final answer. So that's one way you can do it. As always, you know, on the SOL, if you have a multiple choice question, maybe you can just kind of find your answer, see which one gives you a true statement. Here's how you can do that in Desmos, okay? So let me just rewind everything. Let's just start over with this problem, and maybe let's see how we can do this using Desmos. So in Desmos, what you can do here is, since it's a multiple choice, you can see which one of these is a true, gives you a true statement. On an equation, a true statement means the left side, okay, the left side of the equal sign has to be equal to the right side of the equal sign, okay? Just remember that concept. Equal sign means that both sides have to be equal to each other. So in Desmos, if you want to do this, if you want to go ahead and plug in the numbers, so let me put the left side in Desmos. You have 2. 4 times 2 times negative 5. I'm just plugging in the negative 5 for x. Make sure to use it in parentheses. I get negative 52. And then if I plug in the same x on the right side of my equal sign, yep, same x, negative 5 plus 1. Okay, these two numbers have to match. It doesn't matter what the numbers are, but if I plug it in and these two numbers do not match, then that means that gives me a false statement, so negative 5 cannot work. Okay, so let me try answer choice B. I'm going to change the negative 5 to 1. Negative 5 to 1. So see, I don't get the same statement, so that's also a false, meaning that doesn't work. Again, this method only works if you have some answer choices to try here. Okay, so change it to 7, and there you go. I got a true statement. I had the left side gives me 44, the right side gives me 44, so this is the one that works. Okay, there you go. Okay, this next question, it says, which equation has a solution of all real numbers? So for linear equations, we have 3 different types of solutions that we have. Are either you could have one solution, you could have no solution, or you can have infinitely many solutions. In other words, we can say infinitely as all real solutions. Okay, all real. Okay, so what does a one solution look like? Well, one solution would look like a previous problem right here where we do all the steps and then we end up getting x equals a number. Okay, so this is going to be one solution when you have just x equals some number. I'll just use 7. A no solution, we'll see examples later, but is when you do all of the steps like this and then you have a number on the left side, the x goes away, and then x also goes away on the right side, and you have a different number on the right side. So this is a false statement, right? Two different numbers cannot be equal. So this is a false statement. That's how you say no solutions, or we can also say 0 solutions, or sometimes we use the symbol, empty set, something like that. Okay? And then finally, when you have all real numbers or infinitely many solutions, then that means it will look something like this. You would have the same number on both sides. So when the x's also go away on both sides of the equal sign, and then you end up with the same thing on both sides of the equal sign. Okay? I do want to mention something else. For no solutions, we could also simplify it, and then you could have, like let's say 3x plus 7 equals 3x minus 8. If you have the same type, like 3x and 3x, then that would mean no solution, because the 3x, they would cancel out, and then you'd have something like that. And then for here, you could have something like let's say negative 2x plus 7 equals negative 2x plus 7. Okay, so same thing here. When you have the exact same thing on both sides, then that's how you would have infinitely many solutions, because look, these two go away and then you have 7 equals 7. Anyway, that's a little mini lesson on what type of solutions. Now let's get into some practice. So this question is saying which has all real solutions. So what we're going to do here is we're going to simplify the left side, the right side, and see what we have. So on the left side, I don't see any parentheses, I don't see anything that I can combine, so I'm just going to leave it like that. And then on the right side of my equal sign, I'll get rid of the parentheses by distributing. So that's 4x minus 12. Okay, and then look, the 4x's cancel out, and then you have negative 9 equals negative 12. So this is a no solution. No solutions. Okay. Answer choice B. Let's see. I'm going to go ahead and distribute. So you have 2x plus 8 equals 4x minus 12. And this one, so if you notice, I have 2x on the left side, 4x on the right side. I'm not going to continue solving this, but this is going to end up giving me x equals some number, like a solution. So this would have one solution. Okay. This one is no solution, one solution, and I'm looking for something that would have infinitely many solutions. So let's keep solving this. So you would do 5x minus 30, bring down the 10, and then you have 5x minus 20. So negative 30 plus 10, that's negative 20. Negative 30 plus 10 is negative 20. So you have here 5x, combine like terms, negative 20 equals 5x minus 20. So this is definitely infinitely many solutions, right? Because look, I have 5x minus 20 here, 5x minus 20 here, the same thing. So this one will be the all real solutions, or infinitely many solutions. So that's the answer. That's what I'm looking for. Okay, I won't do that one. All right, number 3. So this is just solving for P. I'll go ahead and do the easy way. I'll do the Desmos way, and then I'll do it step by step and show you both the ways. Okay, so let's do the easy way first. So again, we're looking for a true statement, meaning the left side has to equal the right side. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go ahead and plug in the left side of my equal sign. 6p, I'll just put p for now and then I'll change it. Just have it. I don't want to have that yet. And then on the right side, make sure to put the division symbol first. Okay, so I have the left side and the right side typed out. So let's go ahead and go through the list and see which one will give me a true statement. So I'm going to change the p to say -10. Take out the p, put it in parentheses. So p is in parentheses. Take out the p and then put in -10 again, the same number. And again, remember, for it to be a true statement, this number and this number have to be equal to each other, which it's not. So a cannot be my solution. Let me go through b, change that to -6, change that to -6. Nope. Change it to 2, change this to 2 for answer choice C. Nope, so it has to be 10. It has to be, right? There you go. It doesn't matter what this numbers comes out to be. It just means that 10 gives me a true statement. Left side equals the right side, so that works. Okay? So if you want to fast forward the video from here, you can, because I will do this step by step now, just in case you might get a question where you don't have a multiple choice and it looks something like this. So you should probably know how to do it by hand, right? So to do this by hand, what you want to do is, when you have a fraction equals a fraction, you want to, I'm going to go ahead and put this in parentheses because we're going to cross multiply, okay? So we're going to cross multiply this, and so you would have 3 times, 6p plus 4 equals 6 times 4p minus 8. And then we're going to just keep solving this. I'm going to do it really fast. Distribute. Okay, and then take the variable over. 18 minus 24 is -6. P subtract 12, write it here, so you have -6p equals -48 minus 12 would be -60, and then divide by -6. So p equals +10, and that's exactly what I have here. And I know I should probably move on to the next problem, but there's actually a third way you can do this in Desmos. Let me show you. But you have to remember the steps, okay? So if you want to go ahead and solve this using Desmos without having to check for true statements, Desmos actually will solve it for you if you put it in exactly the way it is, and also make sure to change the p to an x, because Desmos will graph the solution for you, okay? And this works, but the problem comes when if the solution happens to be like a decimal or a fraction, then it's kind of hard to see the solution. But anyway, this one, since I know it's a whole number, I can try to look for it here. Look, check it out. It's right here. X equals 10. Okay? Alright, number 4, it says select the correct answer in each row. So I have to either see if it's one solution, two solution, or no row solution. And then go on with this. So this one, if you notice, these are quadratics, okay? So the type of solutions, or what they look like for one solution is, when you have a quadratic, you have a parabola. One real solution means that the parabola touches the x-axis and it bounces off like that. Okay, it touches the x-axis once. It could also go upside down. For two real solutions, the parabola will just go through the x-axis twice, not the y, but only the x. So these are my two solutions. And then for no real solution, it will not touch the x-axis at all. Okay, so it will go either on the top or around here in the bottom. So it won't have any solutions. So honestly, we're just going to graph each one and see what they look like. Okay, and that's how I would do this problem. Okay, so let's graph the first one. So you have here x squared plus 1. See how there is a y-intercept. I don't care about the y-intercept. I only care about the x-intercept. I don't see any x-intercepts, which means that it has no real solutions. Okay, let's go to the next one. Again, no real solutions for this. Look, this has two solutions. Okay, not the y, only the x-intercept. These has two solutions. And the last one. It has one real solution. Okay. All right. So let's just go through each one. If you want to just kind of skip through the last part, I'm just gonna go through each one of these step-by-step version instead of Desmos version, or you can just try these on your own using Desmos. Okay, but I'm not gonna do that on the rest of the video. I'm just gonna go through these step by step. Okay, so for this one, you have 5 minus x minus 2 equals 12. And then I'm going to go ahead and solve for x. I'm going to go ahead and take away the 5. This is just a two-step equation. So you have negative x over 2 equals, and 12 minus 5 is 7. Where's Desmos? 12 minus 5. Oops. 7. And then here, to get rid of the 2, I will multiply both sides by 2. So that would be able to cancel it out. So you have negative x equals 14. And then you can go ahead and put the negative on the other side. And then, so that's negative 14. Okay. This one, I will go ahead and distribute the 1/3. Okay, so 1/3 times 12, so basically as you're doing 12 divided by 3, which is 4x, and then 15 divided by 3, which is negative 5, equals 3x plus 9, and then just keep solving. Take the positive 3 over, so subtract 3 on both sides, so you just have x minus 5 equals 9. And you're going to add 5 on both sides. So you have x equals 9 plus 5 is 14. Okay. Let's go ahead and simplify this because we're looking at the type of solution. So you don't have to completely solve them. You just have to simplify to see what you would get. So at this point, I'll just stop here. I don't want to have to solve this because when I have two different coefficients for x, that means that I will end up with one solution for this. Okay, and then here, yeah, let's go ahead and do each one. So we're just going to simplify the left side and right side and see what we have. So negative 2 times negative 4, that's positive 8x. Negative 2 times 3 is negative 6, yep, equals negative 6. So I only have one x here, so that's going to end up giving me one solution. Okay, and notice I'm looking for no real solution. Okay, so let's just keep solving, simplifying. Negative 4 plus 2 is negative 2x. 7 minus 5 is positive 2. That's the left side. And on the right side, negative 5 plus 3 is also negative 2x. And then 12 minus 7 is 5. 12 minus 7 is 5. Positive 5. Alright, look what I have here. The 2x's cross out, so I'll end up having 2 equals 5, which is a no solution. You cannot have two different numbers on either side of the equal sign. Okay, so that's my answer, but we can keep checking this. So this is so negative 6x minus 15 plus 15, negative negative is positive, plus x, and then you have 5x, so 5 minus 5x plus 1, and then here you have negative 6 plus 1, that's negative 5x, and then plus 15, and then here also you have negative 5x, and then 5 plus 1 is 6. Alright, look what I have here. I have the same situation, so I have two different numbers. This is also no solution. Okay, well, first of all, it says select all the correct answers, so they didn't only have just one, they had more than one, so okay, not bad. So 2, so that's positive 12x, positive 6, and then here you have negative 5 plus 17. It's negative, positive 12x. And then negative 4 plus 10 is positive 6 as well. So look, I have the same thing on both sides of the equal sign. So this is the one where you have all real numbers. Okay, so this is all real, and this is no solution, and this is no solution. Okay, all right. Next one. Oh wait, hold on. Alright, 3 more questions here. It says here, select the correct answer. Michelle correctly solved the linear equation. And the last line looked like this. So that means it just has no solutions, okay? Because you have two different numbers on either side of the equal sign. So for this example, this question is asking us to see which has a solution of 1 over 5. Since it's expecting me to graph each, solve each solution to see which one, I think I will just do this one in Desmos, okay? So to do this in Desmos, what I want to do is I want to go ahead and put the left side in Desmos, separated with the right side on the second line, and then I want to go in and I want to change the x to see if the solution ends up being negative 1 or positive 1/5. Okay, so you have positive 1/5 here, positive 1/5 here, and I did not get the same thing, so which means that that's not the solution. So I'm just going to go down the list and just keep looking for for the equation that has 1/5 as a solution. Okay, so x has to be 1/5 here, and then the x has to be 1/5 here. There you go. So look, when I plug in 1/5 and enter choice B for my x, I get the same number, which gives me a true statement. So that's the one. Okay. And then which equation below has a solution of 3? So same thing here. We just want to see which one gives me the true statement. So here's the first one. Okay, change the x to say 3 this time. I'm in a different problem. Take out the x, replace it. That did not give me the right one. So let me go ahead and do the next one and just keep going down the list. I think it would probably be the last one. You know what, you guys, what I'm going to do here is since this is not a fraction, it's just a whole number, I'm going to do it the other way that Desmos helps me, which is if it's a whole number, it's much easier to see it in Desmos. I think this might be it because I'm looking for a positive 3. Oh, that's a positive 6. Oh, that's deceiving. That looked like a 3 zoomed out, right? But it's not. It's the 6. Let me try the next one. Alright, if I don't see a solution graph, but this means that either number C is a no solution or it could be an all real solution. But that's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for a solution that x equals 3. There it is. X equals 3. So answer choice D. Okay. Alright guys, thank you.